Katanchana smrute yasmin duskaram sukaram bhavet Vismrute viparitam sya Shri Chaitanya namamitam Yonta pravishya mama vachamimam prasuttan Sanjivayata kila shakti dhara swadhamna Anyam shahasta charana shravana pragadim Pranam namo bhagavate purushaya tubham. Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming for our weekly discussions on Srimad Bhagavatam. We will continue from last week's discussion. We are in the 6th chapter of the first canto, which is on how Narada's life has changed dramatically. And we are going to discuss today from which verse onwards? Anybody knows? We discussed up till which verse last time? 90. So what did we discuss last time? Anybody remembers? What was the theme that we discussed last time? Demand Lord to be present. Lord, we cannot demand Lord to be present.
In Krishna consciousness that he was not aware of his surroundings.
Yes, he was not aware of his surroundings. He was so absorbed in Krishna. Yes, he was following the instructions that was given to him by his teachers. And what happened? Mainly, what are the main themes that we discussed? Something happened very extraordinary last time. Yeah, in the story, what happened? In the story, Krishna appeared. And then disappeared. This was the theme. Krishna came and then Krishna left suddenly. And then what did he do? He tried to do the same thing again, what he was doing, thinking that now Krishna will come in front of him. So, this is very interesting. He thought I did this process and Krishna appeared before me, so let me do that again. Krishna did not appear. He tried hard. And then we stopped at a very critical juncture that Narada is not seeing Krishna, but just when he's going to get despondent, what happens? He's going to not see Krishna, but he's going to hear Krishna's voice. Krishna presented himself before him, and now Krishna is going to speak something to him, but his form will not be visible. So this is a section, text number 20 onwards till 25, we will discuss today. This is a section where Lord will console Narada and he will instruct him. This is the topic we are going to discuss. And here we will see something very interesting that the Lord tells who? Actually, Lord is telling all of us through Narada. Because many times devotees also feel discouraged after doing bhakti for many years. They feel, Krishna kahan hai? Prabhu ji itna mala ghuma rahe hain, Bhagwan dikh nahi rahe. Krishna kahan hai? Krishna kahan hai? Hum log mandir mein subah, we ring the bell, we wake up the deities at 3:30, 4 in the morning we get up. And sometimes when we are doing morning seva, like today I did Shaligram worship, very early we have to get up. Tomorrow again I have to get up very early. Sometimes devotees feel, okay, Bhagwan, प्यार करते हैं ना हमको, दिखते क्यों? One day I remember telling one of the brahmacharis, I was in the DT room early morning. I said, मैं रोज सुबह मंदिर में घंटी बजाता हूँ. मैं रोज सुबह मंदिर में घंटी बजाता हूँ. सोया हुआ खुद हूँ, भगवान को जगाता हूँ. That is our situation. We're trying to wake up the Lord. We are ourselves sleeping. But Krishna is there. And Krishna will now teach us through Narada how we can perceive Krishna's presence in our lives. And that's very interesting instruction. This is one of the most important things you will ever read in or study in Srimad Bhagavatam. So we'll start with text number 20. This is a section which will teach us how to increase our hankering for Krishna. How to increase our hankering for Krishna. So text number 20 onwards. Who will read the translations today? Last time, I think, who read? Last time you read. Today who will read? Any of the Matajis today would like to volunteer to read? You can read? Okay. Text number 20, please repeat. Evam yatantam vijane Mamaha gocharo giram Gambhira shlakshnaya vacha Shucha prashamayanniva.
Translation. In my attempt in that lonely place, the personality of Godhead, transcendental, all mundane description, spoke to me with gravity and pleasing words just to mitigate my grief.
Okay, so now we are going to read all the verses in this section. So now please listen carefully, because Krishna is now going to speak to Narada. What is he going to speak? These are his words. Text number 21. Hantasmi janmani bhavan mamam drashtum hyarati avipakva kashayana durdarshoham kuyogina.
Translation. Narada. The Lord spoke. I regret that during this lifetime you will not be able to see anymore. Those who are incomplete in service and who are not completely free from all material things can hardly see me.
So God is saying you will not be able to see me anymore. Text 22. What else he says? Sakratya darshitam rupam etat kamayate nagha mat kamashanake sadhu sarvan jatirishaya.
Translation. O virtuous one, you have only once seen my person, and this is just to increase your desire for me. Because the more you hanker for me, the more you will be free from all material desires.
First, Lord is saying you can't see me anymore because you're not pure. Now he's saying I have done this so that you increase your hankering for me, and if you increase your hankering, then you'll become free from material desires. And it is because of material desires you're not able to see me. So that will go away. Then you can see me like that. Text 23. Sat sevaya dirgaya pi jata may dridamati itva vadyam lokam kartam janatamasi.
Translation. By the service of the absolute truth, even for a few days, a devotee attains firm and fixed intelligence in me. Consequently, he goes up to become my associate in the transcendental world after giving up the present deplorable material world.
So you have the connection and flow. You can't see me because I'm not pure. But I've done this so that your hankering increases, and if your hankering increases, you become free of the material desire, and then eventually your intelligence is fixed in me, and you come back to me and give up this material world. Text 24. Matirmai nibadeyam na vipadeta kariche praja sarada nirodhepi smritischa padanugraha.
Translation. Intelligence engaged in my devotion cannot be thwarted at any time, even at the time of creation as well as the time of annihilation. Your remembrance will continue by my mercy.
So somebody may say, "Acha, itna sab karne ka Bhagwan dikhenge nahi." So, but all that effort I put in bhakti, Krishna is assuring it will not go waste. Everything will be accounted for. And finally, the last verse of this section. Etavadukko pararama tanmaha Bhutam nabolingam alingam ishwaram aham chatasme mahatam mayase Krishna Vanamam Vidadenu Kampita.
Translation. Then that supreme authority, personified by sound and unseen by eyes, but most wonderful, stopped speaking. Feeling a sense of gratitude, I offered my obeisance unto him, bowing my head.
So then after saying all this, what did Lord do? He stopped speaking. And when Narada understood Lord has stopped speaking, with gratitude he offered obeisances. And after offering obeisances, what he did? He got this mercy of Krishna. After that, what he did? Next week, we will discuss that. But today, we will go back and we will discuss what has happened just now. What we read just now is something very interesting, that the Lord who is beyond this material world, who cannot be seen, who cannot be heard, he suddenly is speaking to Narada. Video is not seen, audio is experienced. Sound. And what happened to Narada when he heard these words? Kambira Shlakshnaya Vacha is gravity, the words Lord spoke, it removed his distress, it gave him relief. So when he heard the Lord's voice, what happened? He experienced relief. It mitigated his grief. So the Lord comes in the form of the holy name. So when we are saying Hare Krishna, if you hear what the Lord, if you hear the name, Hare Krishna, so you are actually hearing Krishna. If we listen attentively when we are chanting, then Kleshagni Shubhada, the first symptom of bhakti is relief from distress. You will see devotees go through so much suffering like anybody else. But because they chant and they listen to the holy name, they feel soothing experience in the heart. They feel it is worth it. Now, Srila Prabhupada never said Krishna consciousness is very easy. He always gave the mood that it is worth it. There's a difference between something being easy and something being worth it. If something is worth it, you don't mind if it is tough. Because when we hear Krishna's voice, when we hear the holy name, that experience makes everything worth it. So that is what Narada is experiencing. So when we hear the holy name, what will happen? What do you think we will hear? When we hear Krishna's holy name, what is that experience we will get? Krishna is so nice. Krishna loves me. This is the kind of experience you get. Because hope giving, you get hope. So I want you to read the purport, starting with the words in the Vedas, which is said loudly, Henry.
A purport. In the Vedas, it is said that God is beyond the approach of mundane words and intelligence. And yet, by his causeless mercy, one can have suitable senses to hear him or to speak to him. This is the Lord's inconceivable energy. One upon whom his mercy is bestowed can hear him. The Lord was much pleased with Narad Muni, and therefore the necessary strength was invested in him so that he could hear the Lord. It is not, however, possible for others to perceive directly the touch of the Lord during the probationary stage of regulative devotional service. It was a special gift for Narada. When he heard the pleasing words of the Lord, the feelings of separation were to some extent mitigated. A devotee in love with God feels always the pangs of separation and is therefore always enwrapped in transcendental ecstasy.
Yes. See, now Narada heard the Lord's voice. So when we chant and if we hear the holy name, we are also doing what Narada did. What Narada experienced, we will experience the same. But there is a very big difference. Very big difference. So when Narada now is hearing the Lord's voice, it is relieving him from what? Distress. What distress? His distress was different from our distress. We are also in distress. When we hear the holy name, that means Lord's voice, our distress will go. Narada's distress is also going. But there's a difference between our distress and Narada's distress. Mataji rightly said. What is it? His distress was, he saw the Lord and the Lord disappeared. So he's also sad. We are also sad. Why? Because we have not seen the Lord only. We are only enjoying material. There is a very big difference between our distress and his distress. But both of us will feel relief. Narada also felt relief, we will also feel relief. So our problem is, we are not able to understand the joy of his distress. And Narada is in distress, but he is in ecstasy. See, in spiritual life, difference between spiritual life and material life. Simple. Mathematics calculation, equation. In material life, distress is distress. And happiness is also distress only, because it is fleeting. It has a beginning and an end. So in material life, distress is distress, happiness is also distress. In spiritual consciousness, happiness is happiness and distress is also happiness. So Narada is in distress, but he is in ecstasy. And we may be thinking I'm happy, but it is misery, because it is material. And we are not able to understand what Narada is going through, because we don't have experience of union with Krishna. So we can't understand what distress he is experiencing after having met Krishna. Like for example, somebody has never tasted pizza. He doesn't know the glories of a thin crust, pesto sauce ka pesto pizza with olives and jalapeno and all that. He doesn't know all that. I went to Gaya to offer Pinda Tarpan for my father in that small village in Bihar. All villagers, simple people had come to do their Tarpan, their Pitru Paksh. And on one tree I saw big poster for pizza corner. Even there, this pizza disease has come. So I'm giving pizza example. So somebody has never tasted a pizza and he hears the glories of pizza, he is not so impressed. But somebody has tasted once and he liked it, but he never got pizza again. And then when he hears, then his separation, his hankering increases. So this pizza example, you can now make it spiritualized and see how Narada is experiencing separation from Krishna, because he is seeing Krishna. He has experienced Krishna, now Krishna is gone. For us, this is all theory. But still we can understand something. So this is a very, very interesting section where we are hearing how Narada is feeling separation and is hankering. And Krishna is pacifying him by his voice. Our distress also, Krishna is pacifying by his voice, by his sound, which is the Holy Name. See, those who are with Krishna, they experience great joy, both of being with Krishna, and then when Krishna leaves also, they experience what is called as Vipralambha. Darshana Sparsha Samlapa Shayanasana Bhojane. About Pandava, it is mentioned that they were so close with Krishna. And so when Krishna left, the intensity they experienced was of another level. So why we are doing all this Bhagavatam class, why we invite you to temple, why we have kirtans, why we go for yatras, why? What is our hidden agenda? We all have an agenda. All preachers in ISKCON have an agenda. Our agenda is we want you to experience Krishna, so that then you can hanker for him, because then Krishna will go away. After we experience Krishna, Krishna will go away. But we want you to experience Krishna first. And then when you miss him, then you will hanker for him. Because Krishna loves to play hide and seek. That is Krishna's favorite game. Especially with devotees. After so many years of bhakti, you are like, where is Krishna? And then suddenly Krishna manifests in some wonderful form. You get those wow moments in bhakti. Krishna is real. Wow. This is ecstatic. Today, Riti worship, Kirtan. Krishna is so nice. Krishna has made me feel so loved. And then Krishna is gone. Gayab, Chumantar, Gayab. Where is Krishna? Then you keep hankering, and then again you give up Krishna. So Krishna loves to play hide and seek. Like when we were young, we used to have this very intriguing advertisement. Some advertisements can never forget, I think, till I die. As a 10-year-old boy, I remember seeing some advertisement which I haven't forgotten till date. One of those advertisements was for Vimal Sari. So there was an advertisement where a man is looking at a beautiful woman and is going behind her, and she's dressed in some exotic outfit, and then she's looking at him, and then she's gone somewhere, and he's chasing behind her, and then she's disappeared somewhere, and he's like, oh, he's giving up. Just when he gives up, she comes from some other side, and he looks at her, and then he runs behind her, and then he keeps chasing her, and then again she's gayab, and then when she's gayab, he's like, chalo, chhod de. And then she comes from somewhere else, and then there is this advertisement saying, this is a sari you should wear. So Krishna is like that, He appears, he comes before you, he gives you a taste, and then when you hanker more for it, on. And you try the same process like Narada, same 16 rounds, everything same. What do you do then? Give up? No, keep doing. Keep doing. And then Krishna, when you're just down, Krishna will come. See, we are conditioned so we are able to right now appreciate very faintly what Narada has experienced. But we can't completely understand what Narada is going through, because what he is experiencing is in love with Krishna. It's completely different. See, there is something called as Vipralamba, means separation from Krishna. There are 3 ways devotees experience intense separation from Krishna. Even though it is theory, please hear it. Because one day we want to experience like this. First is like Krishna is not there and you're feeling separation. That is like what Narada is experiencing. There is second level of separation, which is when after separation you meet Krishna and you express your separation. Krishna, what I went through. And Krishna, how wonderful you are. That gratitude, that expression, that is also considered as an expression of separation. And third is when there is anticipation of separation from Krishna. Now Krishna is going, he's gone. He's going to leave me. So now we have just reached 6th chapter of Bhagavatam, first canto. So if we continue attending these classes, very soon we will reach 14th chapter, 15th chapter, which is a section going on in temple nowadays in the morning classes, where Arjuna has come back from Dwarka and Arjuna is feeling extreme separation from Krishna. And Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking him questions, and Yudhishthira Maharaj is feeling, Arjuna is crying, Vanchitoham Maharaja Harina Bandhu Rupina. Oh, Krishna is gone. I'm feeling completely deprived. I'm feeling so much separation. So he's crying. All those verses you will read. That is the first kind of separation, where you're actually feeling separation from Krishna. Then, in the 11th chapter, which is a few chapters after this, you will read an interesting section where Krishna has come back to Dwarka after the Mahabharata war, after Hastinapur. So when he comes back to Dwarka in the 11th chapter, all the Dwarka residents come close to him and tell him, Krishna, how much we missed you. You had gone for so long. So there is beautiful expression of separation. You will see Krishna's relatives, Krishna's mothers, Krishna's brothers, everybody expressing separation, expressing joy. Queens of Dwarka, all that you will find in the 11th chapter. And anticipating separation from Krishna, that also you will find. So now Krishna is going. Like you'll find it in the 8th chapter, just 2 chapters after this, where Kunti Devi is going to offer prayers. Because she is worrying that now Krishna will leave. Krishna was here all this while, now he's going to go. So she tells Krishna, please don't go. Apyadyanastam sakrute hita prabho jihasasi swe suhudo nu jidina. Eshamna chanyan bhavata padam bhujat parayanam rajasuyojitam hasam. She says, my dear Krishna, now when we have become completely attached to you and now we have nobody else other than you, how can you leave us? She's emotionally telling Krishna that now you can't leave us. Now we have nobody. We have lost everybody in the war. Now we just need you. So like that, you see that this is the way we know that we are advancing in bhakti. How can you know you are advancing in bhakti? If you feel hankering, separation from Krishna. Krishna, where are you? See, in ISKCON, we will give you many certificates, many courses we conduct. Bhakti Shastri, JOST course certificate, Bhakti Vaibhav course. There are many degrees, course certificates. But we don't have a certificate. We can't give you a certificate saying that, okay, today you love Krishna. Today you have loved. Today you have fallen in love with Krishna. To love Krishna, आप कृष्ण से प्यार करते हो, उसका certificate हमारे पास. That, how will you get that? How will you pass that test? How will you get that certificate? The certificate for that is how much hankering you feel for Krishna. How much you feel that, oh, no, I want to experience Krishna, I want to be with Krishna, I want to serve Krishna. That separation and hankering is the certificate that you are in love with Krishna. Simple. Simple equation in Krishna consciousness. Don't think, Prabhuji, मैंने इतना certificate, Mayapur, MIH से किया, VIH से किया, सब जगह से भक्ति शास्त्री किया. I have so many certificates. Certificates mean nothing. The more hankering you feel for Krishna, the more you are in love with Krishna. Simple. See, right now, our situation is, we hanker for material things. Job, security, stability. Somebody wants marriage, after marriage, somebody wants peace. You know, there's different things. I've heard one saying that दो ही तरह के लोग बड़े हसरत से एक दूसरे को दिखते हैं. शादीशुदा कुंवारों को और कुंवारे शादीशुदा. हसरत means that बड़े eagerness, चाहत से. So everybody wants peace. वो दैट मुस्ताक अहमद यूसुफी पाकिस्तान के वो शायर है, अच्छा बोलते हैं जिसने जल्दबाजी में शादी की उसने अपना जीवन बिगाड़ लिया. वाह वाह. जिसने जल्दबाजी में शादी की उसने अपना जीवन बिगाड़ लिया. जिसने सोच समझ कर की उसने कौन सा तीर मार दिया. So they are also suffering. So we are hankering for material things, some material peace, material security. But there is no Krishna in our life. Then we come to the second level, which is like, we come to ISKCON program like this. And we understand about Krishna. So what happens here is, we continue our hankering. But now we have Krishna. Now we beg Krishna for those things. So that intensity is there, but now we are not atheist. Now we are coming to Krishna. Like you may ask Krishna for marriage, money, position, wealth, whatever. Then there is third level of hankering, which is, I want you, Krishna, not something from you. I have tried everything to squeeze material happiness, but now I'm tired. So you understand, first level of hankering is hankering minus Krishna. Second is hankering plus Krishna. And third is hankering for Krishna. I don't want anything from Krishna. So the first level is the level of the atheist, where he doesn't have Krishna and he's just hankering for material things. Second is, it's like a business relationship. He's hankering, but he wants something from Krishna. Third is level of love. Only love. I want to love you, Krishna. So when Dhritarashtra is dying in the 6th canto of Bhagavatam, we find this amazing pastime, very poignant, heart-wrenching. He's in a demon's body, but he actually loves Krishna. And Indra is a little confused. Should I attack him or not? And Dhritarashtra tells him, come on, attack me, kill me. You enjoy the heavenly kingdom. You want to rule? You enjoy. But I will die and I will go back to Krishna. So there, one of the last prayers he offers before dying is, Ajata Paksha Ivamataram Khaga Sanye Shulatavat Satara Kshudarta Priyam Priyeva Vishutam Vishanna Manoravindakshatidrikshate Tvam. He says, my dear Krishna, I love you in 3 ways. Ajata Paksha Ivamataram Khaga. Just like a bird has gone to get food for its children, baby birds. And these small birds in the nest are waiting. Ajata Paksha Ivamataram Kaga. When will the mother come with food? So I'm waiting for you, Krishna. When will you come with something from? Then Dhritarashtra is saying, but this is a low level of example. Birds are hankering for their mother because they want food from the mother. I am not like that. I want you to be at the next level. What is the next level? Ajata paksha iva mataram kaga stanyeshu yatavat satarakshudartha. Like a calf which is getting milk from the mother cow. So the difference is that the bird is sitting in the nest, mother comes and gives the food. But in the case of calf, the calf runs towards the mother. If there are 1,000 cows there, the calf will know who's the mother. The calf will run to the mother. So he's saying, I don't want to be like the bird just sitting in the nest and you come and feed me. I want to come to you. But even the second example is incomplete because here the calf also wants something material from the cow. She wants milk. So he says, I want to be like the third lover, not the bird, not the cow. Ajata paksha iva mataram kaga stanyeshu yatavat satarakshudartha. What is the third? Priyam priyeva vishutam vishanna. Just like a lover is waiting for the beloved. Just the eagerness, the anticipation of love, of wanting to be with no other desire but to be with the love. That is my desire. Mano ravindakshate drikshate. My mind is completely absorbed in me. So this is the way Vritrasura is teaching us how to hanker for Krishna. Gopis were feeling this kind of separation. Last time we discussed how they were cursing their eyelids. Brahma for giving them the eyelids because of which they couldn't see Krishna. So this hankering to be with Krishna is the test whether we are developing attraction for Krishna or they are advancing in bhakti or not. Like Rukmini, when she wrote this love letter and she was waiting, her main anxiety was that if Krishna doesn't come on time, her brother will get her married to who? Shishupala. So one of the last prayers she writes in that letter, that if you don't, because she is worried, Krishna may not accept her proposal. So what if Krishna doesn't accept? Krishna says, no, I don't want to go to Kundina and take with Rukmini. Then Rukmini is clarifying, if you don't come, what I will do? Yasyangri pankaj raja snapanam mahanto vanchantu mapatirivatma pahate yarambujakshana abhavat prasadam jayanashun putakrishan shata janma bhisya. This is, my dear Lord, the dust from your lotus feet, Rajas Napanam Mahanto, great saints want to take that dust and bathe with it. Umapati, Mother Parvati takes that dust. Yasyangri Pankaja Rajas Napanam Mahanto Vanchanti. Who is desiring this? Umapati. Lord Shiva wants this dust from your lotus feet. Vanchantu Mapatirivatma Tamopahate. And all of Lord Shiva's associates, all their tamogun vanishes when they get this dust from your lotus feet. And I am desperately waiting to get your mercy, the dust from your lotus feet, and you are not coming. Yarambujakshana bhavat prasadam. If I don't get your prasad, if I don't get your mercy, what I will do, I will perform intense austerities and give up my life. Jaya Nashun Vrita Krishna. And then I'll take birth again. And what I will do in that life? Vrita Krishna. I will perform more austerities. For how many lifetimes? Shatajan Madhisya. Birth after birth after birth, I will wait for you. I mean, this is the kind of hankering and intensity devotees show to get Krishna. And Narada is being told this when he's going to learn about this principle now. So the love in the heart of a devotee is measured. What is the measurement of love? How much? What is the amount of separation you feel? कितना amount है? 10 kg है? 20 kg? कितना अंदर है? So Narada is feeling that intensity. Oh, Krishna came and he lost. I lost it. So now what will happen? Because he's feeling that pain, Krishna is going to speak. And those words will mitigate the pain. Okay? You may say, but why does the Lord do that? Why can't he just appear in front of Narada again? ऐसा क्यों करने का? कुछ बोलने का? बोलो मुझे आ जाओ ना. He's hankering for you. So now the Lord will answer this. Why he is not appearing? And look at the answer given in 21. So what is the translation? Can you read again?
O Narada, the Lord spoke. I regret that during this lifetime you will not be able to see me anymore. Those who are incomplete in service and who are not completely free from all material things can hardly see me.
अविपक्व कषायानाम. अभी आपका पका नहीं है पूरा भक्ति. अविपक्व कषायानाम means there is impurities. Durdashoam kuyogina. You are not a perfect yogi. You are kuyogi. Complete नहीं हुआ है आपका yoga. So you can't see me completely. So basically, Srila Prabhupada also clarifies in the purport that you have to become free from material taints. So in the purport, he mentions that material taint includes sattva guna also, not just tamu and raja. The passion, because of many times we think we can't get Krishna because we're very passionate and lot of tamu guna. But sometimes, despite being free from rajoguna, there are many devotees who are attached to sattva guna. Means they are very attached to their comfort. They want to get up at a particular time. They will do everything. They don't want to struggle. In the sense, they want to remain in sattva guna, peaceful. So they become attached to mode of goodness. They don't get Krishna. They have to hanker for Krishna. Because we are peace seekers, no? We come to Hare Krishna looking for peace. And when you get little peace, then you are satisfied. Krishna is also happy. But you will not get me. In the 14th chapter of Gita, when Krishna is explaining Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, he says, Tatra Sattvam Nirmalatvat Prakasham Anamayam Sukha Sangena Badnati Jnana Sangena Chanaga. He says Sattva Guna is better than all others, but in the Sattva Guna, person gets attached to happiness and knowledge. He gets attached. So Arjuna is being told by Krishna, be in Sattva Guna, but don't be attached to Sattva Guna. Go beyond. We have to come to the mode of goodness. But when we get attached to that mode, then we become attached to our comfort zone and we don't want to hanker for Krishna. Now, Shivram Maharaj says that there are two types of adharma in religion. One he says is spiritual impertinence, and second he says is spiritual lethargy. Spiritual impertinence means you don't have the aukar, you don't have the qualification, but you want to reach higher states. Like, we are not qualified to hear Ras Leela, but we want to understand more about Ras. We want to know higher advanced topics, although we're not qualified. That is spiritual impertinence. Or we don't follow Vaishnava etiquette. Like Uddhava, when Vidura approached him, Vidura was banished from his kingdom. So he told Uddhava, please tell me about Krishna. Uddhava followed the etiquette. He said, no, you hear from Maitreya Rishi, senior to me, and he will tell you. So many times we fail to follow the etiquette. So spiritual impertinence is one trap. But there's another trap where we all many times fall, which is spiritual lethargy, which means we are qualified to do more bhakti. You can chant more rounds every day. You can do better bhakti now. But what we do? No, we do not do. I am this one. So Lord here wants Narada to come out of his comfort zone. He wants him to become a worldwide preacher. He wants him to become a pure devotee. That's why the next life Narada travels from one continent to another, one planet to another. Right? That's why he became Narada Muni, because he got out of that trap. Basically, the lesson here is Lord is telling get out of Sattva Guna and get out of comfort zone. Actually, there is one lecture of Zorine Pradhana Sami Maharaj. He says, Bhakti begins when we come out of comfort zone. Simple. Now, I remember one sentence of Gaur Gopal Prabhu, which I heard many years ago. Even nowadays, when I take lunch, many times I remind him. That has been a life-changing sentence for me. A very simple sentence he said in one of the classes. He said, if you are comfort-seeking in spiritual life, you are experience-deprived. And if you are experience-seeking, you are comfort-deprived. You getting it? So if you are seeking comfort, then experience me. So therefore, and then one purport in, I think, 4th canto, Prachini Barishad section, Srila Prabhupada writes that duty of a spiritual master is to instruct a disciple till the point that the disciple takes complete shelter of the Supreme Lord. So till we take complete shelter, that is, he wants us to reach that stage. That means the Guru is not satisfied that you're simply chanting 16 rounds every day. Lord is not simply satisfied with that formality. He wants you to become more hanker for him more. Not just in quantity, but quality. So that's why Lord is saying you are avipakwa, you are immature. Your practice is incomplete. There is dirt. See, it's interesting. The previous chapter we read, I don't know if you noted, we discussed how Narada had reached the level of prema. He had reached the stage of pure love for Krishna. Remember, we discussed that. Bhava Autkantayashru. He had reached the stage of love for Krishna. And here now you are saying, Lord is saying you are not complete. This is his test actually. It is too much for someone. Like if you are told you have passed the exam and then you are told you have failed. So he is declared as somebody who reached the stage of prema, but the Lord is giving him, no, you're not reached. So how do we reconcile this? Was he at the stage of love of Krishna or not? Then how can the Lord say you are not at the stage of love? See, it is like this. Narada was loving Krishna, but his love was infant prema, infant love. The Lord wants him to come to the stage of adult love. Love may be gradations of that. See, it is like this, a child may love the parent, but the child cannot express fully the love as compared to a youthful person. Right? Youthful person can express more fully love. So, when the infant becomes youth, he is more productive and he is more expressive. So, the Lord wants to experience Narada's youthful prema. So, Narada is already loving Krishna. But when Krishna is saying, you have to love me more, he wants him to upgrade. So, Lord can give a glimpse of it, means he's giving a glimpse of that, he is coming in front of Narada. He wants him to hanker for it and grow. And that hankering will intensify the experience when you get it. That's the whole idea. So, that's why sometimes you'll see devotees, Krishna deliberately puts devotees out of association of devotees. He puts you in such situations so that you hanker for it. And then when you get it, you are very grateful. Every moment you cherish. Devotees who go through very serious troubles in life. And they have close shaves and then they survive and they are so grateful to Krishna. There are some devotees with amazing stories, but they don't share it because they can't share it with everyone. And they really, their faith in Krishna becomes very strong. And they become very grateful to Krishna. And they are like, Krishna, thank you. And then when they're in association of devotees, they see some devotees fighting or arguing on such silly matters. And they feel like, kya lad rahe ho yaar? Kya mila hai aapko, what you've got? What is happening outside? When you see all of that, in army, they have got this concept called first world problems. So those who survive in the war, the Iraq war or the border bomb blasts, and they have close shave. Sometimes in a day, 5-6 times they survive. So they get emotionally, they become traumatized. After that, they are in the battlefield for say 3 months, 4 months without holiday. And after that, when they come back to their home, their village, their town, and they're relaxing. And when they see neighbors or somebody fighting for some water supply, this, that, they feel this is first world problems. Kya problems ke baare mein baat kar rahe? Problem pata hai ki kya? So similarly, devotees, when they experience Krishna, how Krishna has protected them through so many dangers, how Krishna has taken care of them in so many reversals. They are so grateful to Krishna. They are feeling so loved by Krishna. And when they see such petty arguments, such silly things, they feel, so therefore, Krishna wants us to come to that stage where we hanker for Krishna so much that this world doesn't make difference, And also now there's getting a feedback. I mean, he was thinking he's in love with Krishna, and Krishna is saying your love is not complete. It's heavy feedback, So now let's see what Krishna says further. He wants a completely pure Narada. Okay. So see what he says in 22. Can you read the translation?
Translation. O virtuous one, you have only once seen my person, and this is just to increase your desire for me, because the more you hanker for me, the more you will be free from all material desires.
So you got it? He's saying, Krishna is saying what? I want you to hanker for me. So if you hanker for me, then all material desires will go. You know, even in corporate world, even in this products that you buy, they give free samples. Why? So that you go to any of these sweet shops, in many of the sweet shops, when you enter, they just give you. Cow, like, acha lagta hai. And then you will buy more. So Narada Muni didn't have material desires, but the Lord is saying that you have material desires because he wants to increase his humility, he wants to increase his hankering. See, Gurujan Prabhu, he says very interesting pastime that, you know, once he was a devotee, one devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, how can I become Krishna conscious? Completely Krishna. Srila Prabhupada said, by your desire. So after some days, he was with another group of devotees. And some other devotee asked, Srila Prabhupada, how can we become completely Krishna conscious? So Gurujan Prabhupada thought, let me see what Prabhupada said, by your longing for Krishna. Pehle kya bola? Second time he heard Prabhupada say. Now after some days, they were walking with Prabhupada in the morning walk, and one devotee, some other devotee said, Srila Prabhupada, how can I become completely Krishna conscious? Prabhupada said, when you become anxious for it. When you become anxious for Krishna. So what has Prabhupada done here? He is actually saying the same thing. Basically, he is increasing the desire. The leader is one who increases the desire of the subordinate, of the disciple, to serve the Lord more and more and more. So this is Krishna's business. If you are going through some difficulty, please know that difficulty has been orchestrated by Krishna, so that you from first level you come to second level, and from second level you go to third level. What is first level? Atheist. Remember the three levels of hankering for Krishna. First is atheist, which is minus Krishna. Hankering minus Krishna. Second, hankering plus Krishna. Third is hankering for Krishna. So if you are going through difficulty and you are feeling Krishna is not there, kya ho raha hai mere life mein, itna problems. Don't get disheartened. When gopis, when having Ras Leela with Krishna, and suddenly Krishna disappeared in the middle of the Ras Leela, and they were in the middle of the forest. They were like, why is Krishna gone? We left everything in the middle of the night and we came there, and Krishna is not here. And when Krishna appeared, the gopis were very upset. So they asked Krishna, Krishna, what kind of a lover are you? Are you one of the three kinds of lovers? They gave him a multiple choice question. Are you a lover who gets a lot of love and gives back very little? Or are you a lover who gives back whatever he gets, equal reciprocation? Or are you a third type of lover who gets very little love but gives back a lot of love? Basically, they wanted to say, Krishna, you are the first kind of lover who gets a lot of love from us, but you give back very little. But they were very cultured women. They didn't want to directly tell Krishna that you are not reciprocating. So they asked a question like this, indirectly telling Krishna that you are not reciprocating with us. So many types they gave, how many choices they gave? Three. Which of the three types of lover you are? And what was Krishna's answer? Krishna said, I am the fourth type of. None of the three. None of the above. What is the fourth type? Krishna said, I am a lover who loves to see his devotees hanker for me. I was right there behind the tree because when the gopis saw Krishna disappeared in the Ras Leela, the gopis started crying for Krishna intensely. So Krishna said, when you were crying and calling out for me, I was right there behind the tree. I was watching and I was enjoying it. I am that kind of love. So if you are going through misery, know that behind this wall, behind this door, behind your chair, Krishna is sitting, watching you cry, watching you come, wanting to come closer to him. So Krishna, that time he tells them the story of Narada Muni also. So even Bharat Maharaj, he was in the body of a deer, that he got attached to a deer. He was about to go back to Krishna, suddenly he got attached to a deer. And then he was lamenting, what did I do? I wasted my life. Srila Prabhupada writes in that purport that Krishna drowned Bharat Maharaj in an ocean of remorse, so that in later he can drown him in an ocean of prema. Initially, we go through this ocean of suffering, ocean of crying. Oh, Krishna, what I did, why I'm suffering, why did I do this mistake? And then that situation, that repentance takes us to the next stage. So like that, both are needed. Sambhoga and Vipralamba. We need to be with Krishna, but we will not appreciate Sambhoga if we don't go through Vipralamba. We won't experience the happiness of union with Krishna if we will not experience separation. So like this, Krishna is telling Narada here that the form you have seen is simply, I have given that form to you, darshan to you, so that you can increase your desire. The more you hanker the form, then the more you will become free from material desire. Can you read the purport, beginning with a living being cannot be vacant of desires?
Purport: a living being cannot be vacant of desires. He is not a dead stone. He must be working, thinking, feeling, and willing. But when he thinks, feels, and wills materially, he becomes entangled. And conversely, when he thinks, feels, and wills for the service of the Lord, he becomes gradually freed from all entanglement. The more a person is engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, the more he acquires a hankering for it. That is the transcendental nature of godly service.
Correct. So wait a minute. The more acquires hankering for it, that is the nature of. The last three sentences of the purport also can read. It begins with the sincere devotee should go on with.
The sincere devotee should go on with sincere service of the Lord. The Lord will give proper direction as to how and where it has to be done. There was no material desire in Narada, yet just to increase his intense desire for the Lord, he was so advised.
Yeah. See, basically, Prabhupada is writing in the purport that we think, we feel, all these things happen to us. But if it is, see, entanglement and enlightenment, both happen with the mind. When the mind is absorbed in sense gratification, there is entanglement. When the mind is absorbed in hankering for Krishna, then there is enlightenment. So our process is how we can move from there. Mind from sense gratification to Krishna, service to Krishna. That is the whole thing. But unfortunately for us, loving Krishna is very artificial, because right now we are living in a world of superficiality where the male-female love is what we know of. We don't know of a love for God. So it is very superficial. People say what? लोग कहते हैं प्यार अंधा होता है. प्यार अंधा कम, गंदा ज़्यादा होता है. In this material world, it is not andha, it is ganda. What is that? Nice statement I heard. तबाह होकर भी तबाही दिखती नहीं. तबाह होकर भी तबाही दिखती नहीं. ये इश्क है जनाब, इसकी दवा कहीं दिखती नहीं. This is the world where we live in. People are crazy for love. Love is the reign supreme. All Bollywood movies, all songs. But it is filled with a lot of pain, suffering. But Krishna's love affair, the relationship with Krishna is something very, very special. That is why our process is called Bhakti Yoga. It is yoga, connection. But it has Bhakti element, which makes it full of rasa. So we have to practice the process by which we can develop the attraction and loving feelings for Krishna. Rupa Goswami says, Yuvatinam yata yudi yunam cha yuvato yata mano bhi ramate tadvan mano me ramatam te. He says, my dear Lord, Yuvatinam yata yudi, just like a young boy is attracted to a young girl. Yunam cha yuvato yatha. Just like a young girl is attracted to a young boy. Mano bhi ramate tadvan. Let my mind also. Mano me ramatam te. let it also get attracted to and attached to the same way. That intensity we are hankering for. So, see the 23rd verse, what Krishna says, Narada. Yeah.
Translation, by service of the absolute truth, even for a few days, the devotee attains firm and fixed intelligence in me. Consequently, he goes up to become my associate in the transcendental world after giving up the present deplorable material world.
See, Krishna is saying, even after a few days, Sat Sevaya Dirgaya. See, actually, our 30, 40 years of bhakti is nothing compared to so many lifetimes we've been away from Krishna. So, and we just have to do small things. Just chanting every day, associating with devotees. Sometimes devotees talk big things. I want to go back to Godhead. And I want to, all those things. But then they have problems of basic dealing with devotees. They don't do small things. See, there are small things if we do every day, consistently, and all the while hankering for Krishna, we'll go back to Krishna. It's not some big esoteric thing. Stress nahi lene ka. Krishna is this moment. If you say I want to love Krishna, you can love Krishna. Our problem is, we talk lofty philosophy, but we falter on the smallest things. Like that, that Urdu poet Iqbal. He said a very nice statement. बिस्तर से उठकर मस्जिद तक न जा सका इकबाल. He's saying मैं बिस्तर से उठ के मस्जिद तक नहीं जाता. And what is my desire? बिस्तर से उठकर मस्जिद तक न जा सका इकबाल और ख्वाहिश रखते हैं कब्र से उठकर जन्नत में जाने की. That is my big ambition. That on the day of Qiyamah, on the day of judgment, I want to get up from my coffin and go back to them. But now I'm not able to go to the temple. I'm not able to come for Mangalarati. I'm not able to do some small, seva. Small things karo, and then Krishna will take you. So that's what Narada is being told by Krishna, that you just do what you're doing. Keep hankering for me. 24 translation and 25 will end now. Just last 2 minutes. 24.
Translation. Intelligence engaged in my devotion cannot be thwarted at any time, even at the time of creation as well as at the time of annihilation. Your remembrance will continue by my mercy.
Yes, don't worry, nothing will go lost. Krishna is assuring. Again, what assurance there? That's why, many times devotees, sometimes they get disheartened. Itna bhakti kar rahe hain, kya ho raha hai? Don't worry, just keep doing. Even if you don't feel love for Krishna, keep doing, and suddenly you'll get those glimpses. Now, don't get too emotional and sentimental about not experiencing Krishna in your day-to-day life. It's a process. It's a practice. So when you become expert, like if you're doing yoga every day, it's not that yoga will give you ecstasy. It's a good habit. Because of the good habit, overall you will be healthy. But when something is a habit, that doesn't mean that every time you do it, you will have a kick. It's not a stimulating thing. So don't look for, oh Prabhu, I'm not feeling bhakti mein, kya wo ras nahi aa raha hai. That. I tell devotees that आंखों से आंसुओं की जुदाई करो, दिल से गमों की विदाई करो, फिर भी दिल ना लगे मंदिर में आओ सफाई करो. मतलब we give them emotional hope. ठीक है, आप थोड़ा रो रहे हैं, कंसोलेशन देते हैं, सब करते हैं, ठीक है. बट फिर भी इतना सब देने के बाद भी इज लाइक प्रभु जी क्या भक्ति में कोई मजा नहीं आ रहा है. अरे छोड़ो यार, प्रैक्टिकल सेवा करो, एवरीथिंग विल बी ऑल राइट. So therefore, bhakti is very simple, very happy process. I don't want to embarrass some devotees here. I see some devotees, coming for years, and they are gracefully, quietly doing their seva. And Madan Mohan Prabhu, when I was new in Hare Krishna movement, I used to hear about it. And I've seen Nirmal Prabhu is coming for so many. Prabhu is always in the temple in the evening. So many devotees, So they are just going on. And you think they don't have problems? Everybody has problems. Like there's one devotee who inspires me the most. Our Param Purush Prabhu. He's 88 years old. 88. Every day he comes for Mangalarati. He's literally wobbling, he can't. And the way he enjoys Mangalarati, the way Guru Puja, he's sitting in the bench and he's enjoying his dancing and chanting. And he never criticizes anyone. When I see him, I feel spiritual world is real. I feel Krishna exists. We just have to do this, Just be simple, do your duty, don't criticize anyone. Bhakti mein bahut aanand hi aanand hai. So Krishna is telling that Narada, you will be free from material desire, keep hankering. See, one thing we have to be very careful. Huh? Does Narada have love for Krishna at this stage or not? I want to ask you this. Does he have love? He has love. But what is Krishna telling him? You don't have love. Right? So you have to understand that Narada has love from tattva point of view, from philosophical point of view. But from rasa point of view, he is not having love. There's a difference between tattva and rasa. Tattva means philosophical truth. Philosophical truth is Narada loves Krishna. And mellow relationship, rasa point of view, is not having love. When just like two lovers, she knows that he loves her. I mean, पूरा past का history है पूरा. But she will tell him, you don't love me. So then what he will do? He will keep पटाएंगे her, बोलेगा अलग-अलग ढंग से. So from rasa point of view, he doesn't love her. When she says, you don't love me. But she also knows that tattva point of view, truth is he loves. Similarly, when Krishna is telling Narada, you don't love me, it is not that Narada doesn't love Krishna. He is having deep love. But Krishna is saying, you don't love me. Hanker for me. Like a lover will tell the Buddha. So now after saying this, Lord disappeared. And what will Narada do? After he got this mercy, from Krishna. This we will discuss in our next class, which is from text number 26 onwards, till the end of the chapter. Hare Krishna. Any comments or questions? One last we can take for today, for today's class. Yeah. Friend. तत्व तो सबके रिलेशनशिप में तत्व होता है, ऐसा नहीं है. Is Sakyaras, but he also has Dasyaras, like in the mood of the servant. Krishna, you are my master. He was Krishna's advisor. Sometimes Krishna was confused. Uddhava would advise him. जरासंध को मारने का एडवाइस उद्धव ने दिया. ब्राह्मण बन के जाओ, वो सब उद्धव ने दिया. So like that. Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Devotees attending online, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.